Okay, in this section we're going to install our Windows 7 box. Again, we're going to see a lot of similarities here, except for there's a couple of configuration options we have to do before. The setup's going to go relatively easy, a lot faster though, because the virtual machine's already been created for us. Let me show you what I mean. So if you remember, we went and downloaded several different files that actually were a virtualized version of Windows 7 already, and we saved them to our CEH project folder. We went through and double-clicked and installed the, or not actually installed, the installation program actually just uncompresses these files into one big file, which we then had placed inside of this directory called Windows 7. And there it is right there. It's the Windows 7 VHD. Notice it's about 13 gigs in size. This VCM file, you can actually totally whack that one if you'd like. This is actually leftover from the virtualization that this was created for. This machine was created to run inside of Virtual PC. And we're going to have a little bit of a problem here. Well, not really a major problem, but it's something we're going to have to kind of jump through some hoops. And that is because the virtualization was based off of Virtual PC, there are some plugins that are installed on this virtual machine that we'll need to uninstall. And in order for this to work, what's going to happen is you're going to see the mouse will not work in the environment initially until we remove those add-ins for Virtual PC. And so that's going to be the first thing that we actually try to accomplish. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And let's go ahead and bring up our Hyper-V server platform and go ahead and create a new machine. Let's go through our standard wizard here, create a new virtual machine. I'm going to hit next. This one's going to be called Windows Windows 7. We're going to store this in a different location than the default. Again, I'm going to just put this inside of CEH, inside of my VMs. I'm going to hit select the folder, hit next. We'll take a Gen 1, assign memory. I'm going to bump this one up also to 2 gigs, just because I plan on running either the application, some of our hacking tools in the future here, either on the 7 box or on the Windows 8.1 box. I'm going to hit next. Again, I'm going to select to use the hacking network, hit next again, and here's where it's saying, hey, where do you want to create this VHD file, or in this case here, the VHDX file? Well, I don't want to create it because I already have it. So this is where I'd say stop, slow down. We're going to actually, in this case, select to use an existing hard disk. And you'll notice here that it's going to point directly to my Hyper-V machines, but that's not where it's located. I'm going to back up here to my D drive. Come into my CEH project folder. Inside of Windows 7, there it is right there, that same VHD file. Remember, it was about 13 gigs. We'll go ahead and attach that. Hit next. Get our summary screen. Hit finished. Okay, let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. We'll connect up to it. And hit actions and start. This is going to go a lot faster as far as the installation is concerned because there is no install. Somebody built up at Microsoft, built up these files. And pop, we're ready to go. See how fast that was to install? If only all Microsoft installations went this easy. Now, the downside here, folks, is that you'll notice my screen's a little bit smaller because, again, these are the extensions or the add-ins for Virtual PC. So you can see my mouse is not working. I can't click on anything. I can use my tab and arrow keys to navigate from here. You'll notice that the admin account is currently highlighted. If I use my right key, I have the administrator account highlighted. And of course, if I use my left key, I can navigate back. I can use my tab key to navigate to the accessibility icon in the bottom left-hand corner. If I hit it again, I'm going to go to my power button. Hit it again, I'm going to hit my up arrow key on my power button. Hit it again, and I'm going to go back to my admin account. We're going to go ahead and log in as admin. And the default password, we didn't build this. Well, I'm going to just show you what they did on this particular machine. I'm just going to type in a couple characters and hit enter. It tells me it's the wrong password. But look what they did with the password hint. Yeah, they actually tell you what the password is. And I've actually seen that in the real world, which is kind of scary. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in, PASSWORD1. And that should let me in. Now I'm going to see several things pop up here. I'm going to activate later by using arrow down and hit enter. As far as my activation is concerned, I'm going to tab over till I get to the OK button, hit enter. And it tells me I need to restart. That's actually the plug and play portion. I'm going to, well, I can't tab over. I've lost focus there. And that's okay. We're going to restart later anyway. My goal here is to get in and turn off the virtual PC files. So I'm going to hit my window key, and I'm going to just simply type in program, if I can spell right. And you'll notice about 4 or 5 down here, I've got my add remove programs. I hit enter, and it shows me a list of programs that I currently have installed on this box. So my mouse isn't working in this environment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tab key to tab until I see the Adobe Flash Player 10 ActiveX program highlighted. And there it is. It's highlighted. I'm going to now use my down arrow key to scroll all the way to the bottom to where it says Virtual PC Integration Component. I'm going to hit enter. The default when you're inside of the programs and features is that when you hit enter or double click on it, it's to uninstall. So that makes things a little easier here. So I just simply hit the enter key. I'm going to then use my left arrow key to select yes, I want to uninstall. Here's the UAC saying that, are you sure you want to do this because you're about to make a modification? Hit yes. And then finally it's going to say you need to restart. And thank heavens, yes, I need to restart, so I get my mouse back. So I'm going to hit yes. Okay, now you'll notice my display increased because Windows 7 is synthetic, meaning with Hyper-V, it passes through the hypervisor, it passes through drivers, both a mouse and display. That's one of the advantages of going to Hyper-V. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my admin and go ahead and log back in with our older password of password 1. And the first thing I want to do is create some consistency. First of all, I need to activate this later, but the consistency I'm talking about is I want to change the password for this account. We'll go ahead and close that. And the easiest way to do that is I can just simply come up here and throw a Control Delete. I'm going to change the password, type in PASSW0RD. Should say 0. Oh, I'm so used to the 0. Now I'm going to type in my PA $W0RD password instead. That doesn't look right. Hang on a second. Let me double check the top one. PASSWORD1. There we go. And then again, I'm going to do capital PA $W0RD. And we'll hit the little blue arrow. And my password was changed successfully. The next thing I want to do is let's check out the computer name. We're going to click on our start button, or the orb. It's the orb of knowledge. Right click on computer and go to properties. And you'll see here that the computer name for this particular image is Windows 7. And that's, I guess you could leave that, but I'm going to be a stickler here because I want things named exactly what they are, just for demos purposes. Now, I would never name a computer and in the name of the computer put in what OS it's running, because that's just going to make it easier for an attacker to identify the target. So do yourself a favor, don't call it 08 email server. Well, no. Again, go ahead, do that, and then let me know what your IP address is. I'll come visit you. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Tells me I need to restart. I hit OK again. I'm going to restart later because I've got several things I'm going to do. The next thing I'm going to want to do is go through and remember, change our IP address. So I'm going to come into the Network and Sharing Center, and I'm going to change my network adapter. I'm going to right-click, go to Properties, come down to IPv4. You've done this so many times now. You should know this by heart. We're going to do the IP address of, oh, check the numlock. Oh, sure, this time the numlock is already on. 192.168.0.25. We'll take the default subnet mask, and again, the DNS server will be that 2012 R2 box, which was 0.10. Hit OK, OK. What else do we do? Well, we need to go and disable the firewall, so I'm going to just type in firewall. We'll come in here and turn that bad boy off. We'll hit OK. And we need to also change the complexity, or check the complexity requirements. Again, that's going to be in our admin tools under our local policy, our local security policy, under account policies, password, and of course, again, it's disabled. Again, my scary configuration that Microsoft gives us. So we don't need to worry about that. Let's go and create our accounts. Again, I can come into my admin tools under computer management. I have my local users and groups. And I'm going to come in here, just right click, new user. Username is going to be B. Wayne. That's Bruce. And his Batman was his password. We have D. Grayson. Does not have to change. Again, the password was Robin. Then we had H. Jordan. His password was green, all lowercase. And then we had Mr. Kent. Oops. His was super. And closed. Let's go ahead and sort those. Yep, got my 4 accounts. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, we'll go ahead and close these down. If by chance you get the error popping up from the Action Center, we can open these up, and for example, the firewall, I can go through and say, you know what, I don't need to see errors about the firewall anymore. Same thing with spyware, same thing with antivirus and Windows updates, and my backup. I don't need to do anything with my backup. That way there I don't see those errors popping up down there. Okay, my last thing I need to do is I need to change this operating system so that it says that it's genuine, because right now the trial period has expired. Now we do this, and you can do this on any machine where the trial has expired on you. I'm going to open up a command prompt. It does have to be elevated, meaning I have to right click on the command prompt. I typed in CMD. I'm going to come down here to where it says run as administrator. I'm going to hit yes. And again, we're going to make this biggie size so we can see it. And I'm going to simply type in SL MGR. It's technically a VBS script, but you don't need to put that extension in. And this is for the Server License Manager application. And we're going to do a rearm. This is going to rearm it. If it was a 120-day eval, it would give me another 120 days. If it was 180 days, it would give me another 180 days. If it was a 30-day product, it would give me another 30 days. Again, you can use this. As far as I know, I've used it since XP. And when you use it, you can only use this command 3 times. After the 3rd time, when you try to do it a 4th time, it'll tell you that, nope, sorry, we're not going to continue to allow you to use this operating system because you've obviously had it for a really long time. So I'm going to hit enter. It tells me that it was completed successfully. If by chance you see an error here, something about the fact that you don't have permissions to do it, it's because you did not open the command prompt with an elevated privilege. I'm going to hit OK. It tells me I have to restart. So let's do that, because that should also affect my name change. We'll do a restart. You can see all the accounts now listed. We'll go ahead and log back in as admin with our password of $$$W0RD. And now you'll notice that it's too legit to quit. That's right. Here at Pluralsight, we entertain you with rap. So that ends our Windows 7 installation. Hey, up next, we're going to get geeky on you. It's time to put on your geek hats. We're going to break open a Linux box and install Kali.